Hi everybody, Graham here with the latest updates from We Share Abundance. We Share Abundance is a cloud nation with the United States of the world. We're an emerging nation. We welcome citizens from every location, every colour, class, creed, gender, background, whatever. There's no fee, no obligations. You just come along, register, prove you're a real person and you're a citizen of our wonderful community. Once you become a member of our community, you are treated equally with every other member because we don't see any differences, these superficial differences, height, weight, age, colour, class, creed, any of that. We just see everybody as a human being, part of one big family of humanity, and all unique, all having something unique to offer our community, and therefore all of equal value. So we have a little affirmation that we always get started with that helps us shed any prejudices we've picked up along the way. And before that affirmation, we have a little prayer to help us find true happiness in life. Not the short-term pleasure that you get from that holiday or going to a party even, or buying a new car or moving into a new neighborhood, going on vacation. Those are all short-term pleasures. We're talking about long-lasting happiness that cannot be destroyed. And it's something that not a lot of people know how to achieve. There are people with a lot of money that haven't found it, and they're always looking for something more, and they don't know what it is. And you can't buy this happiness. You can only achieve it through loving service to others. And so we have a little prayer that helps us with that. The great thing about being of loving service to others, of course, is that not only do you gain that happiness and that joy, you're also sharing it with other people, and you find that miraculously you are attracting everything that you want and need into your life anyway. Okay, so we should be streaming live on YouTube, Twitch, X, and in our Facebook page, or a Facebook page. I can't remember what page it is, but there are links in our two groups, We Share Abundance Updates, and also in what's the other one, We Share Abundance Publicly, and they'll get you to the video. Okay, we already have people in. I see we've got Colin in from South Africa, we've got Lewis in from Portugal, we've got Don in from Canada, I think. Is it Don from Canada? I think so. We've got Maureen in from London in the UK. We've got Verna in from South Africa. Okay, let's get started right away with that short prayer, followed by that little affirmation, and then we'll get into the updates. Excuse me. I always seem to have a frog in my throat whenever I start these live updates. I've been all right. I'm all right all through the day and everything, and then I get here, and I get this throaty voice, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, let's get started. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so happy and grateful for you, and we ask that you bless the We Share Abundance community, that it may fill each member's heart with unconditional love, and that through that love, each member finds the joy of service. And through service, bless each member that they attract true happiness and everything they want and need into their lives. Amen. And our little affirmation: we are so happy and grateful to be citizens of the United States of the world, with God and truth as our leaders. Heavenly Father, may thy kingdom of peace come into our world as it is in heaven, and free us all from divisive inharmony, that we may become perfect citizens in body, mind and soul of thy world. Okay, we got Richard in from Devon in the UK as well. Right, for the past few days we've been correcting the errors of placement that took place because I hadn't fully explained to Devyani what should happen. And so we've changed the code now, so it's all okay. But there are a lot of people that have wrong placements. Some people have not got placements that they should have, and some people have got placements that they shouldn't have. And so we're gradually working through, and it's taking a long time to make sure that everything is correct. And I'll try and explain it to you why this is necessary and what's happening. Some people are going to be very happy because they'll get extra commissions, and some people are going to be a little bit disturbed because they'll have lost some commissions. But I can assure you that it will be right. Nobody, I mean, we've got a lot of people that we are correcting. We're taking commissions back from them, and they don't have sufficient balance to withdraw those commissions. Now, we're not putting them into a negative account. We're just taking out what they have left in their available cash wallet. Sometimes it's zero, and that's okay. We just let it go, and of course we are paying commissions then to the people that should have received them in the first place. It's a big job. It takes a lot of concentration and everything, but hopefully we're getting through it all okay, and we will get it right. So what was the error? Well, as you are aware, if you're in the 777 plan, or even if you're not and you've looked at it, it has 7 levels. And in each of those levels, position 2 and position 4 are passed up to your sponsor. And if your sponsor's not in a level, for example, if we get level 7 passed up and your sponsor isn't in level 7, maybe he's only in levels 1 to 6, it still goes up, and it goes up beyond him into somebody that has got level 7. So it'll pass through him, but it still counts as your pass up. You don't have to pass up extra people or anything. It's just that your sponsor isn't receiving as much as he could because he didn't get into all the phases fast enough. Right, so that's how the system works. Position 2 and position 4 in each level. Now, what else happens is when you have somebody in your pay line, somebody that you would normally be receiving commissions from, somebody that is not in position 2 or 4, in effect, any other position that you have filled, that person, when they earn enough, they automatically get paid into the next level. Now, sometimes they'll have bought it, and so they're already in the next level and so on. But they always follow. If they're in your phase 1 in positions, in any position except 2 or 4, which you passed up, they follow you into phase 2. Now, if they bought phase 2, that's fine. They go into phase 2. And in fact, in phase 2, they could fall into a position 2 or 4 where they would also be passed up. So you can lose them at any level as you go through. But you gain a lot more than you give. That's the essence of the plan. You give a maximum of 2 people away in each level. Sometimes it can be the same person. For example, if you go out and introduce 3 people at level 7, they would the second person that you introduce would always be passed up, and it would be the same person in all levels. But if you get people that are coming in with level 3 or and then another comes in with level 5 and so on. It all can change around as to how things work. Now, this would be a lot easier to explain with a whiteboard, but I don't have one. There may be a facility in this app to do something with a whiteboard, but if there is, I don't know how it works. So bear with me and I'll try and explain it as best as I can. So let's suppose you introduce me and I fall into your position 2 in level 1. And let's suppose I joined all 7 levels. And let's suppose you're in all 7 levels. Once you have passed me up, you've lost me completely from every other level. We can't put you into, we can't put me in your level 2 because I've gone from your level 1. Otherwise, what would happen is I would be in somebody else's level 1 because you passed me up. I can't be in your level 2 because when I follow that other person through from level 1 into level 2, that would mean I would have to have 2 positions in 2 different people's system, and that's not possible because there's only one payment. So we can't pay twice for 2 levels. It's a little bit clearer if we put it this way. If I only joined you in level 1 and I fell into your position 2 and was passed up to your sponsor, then you've lost me completely from there. I can't follow you through because I'm not in your level 1, but I'm in somebody else's level 1 and I'll be following them through. And that applies in all phases. So if you lose a person in any level, whether it's level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, you lose them from the subsequent levels as well because they've been passed up. You know, maybe you've had somebody that's been in your pay line in levels 1, 2, 3, and 4, and just as it happens in level 5, they fall into position 2 and they're passed up. Now you can't have them in level 6 and 7 because whoever they're passed up to, when they follow, they'll be in their level 6 and 7. I hope you're getting the drift of this. Now, the error that was made was that Devyani diligently took people and said, okay, if we pass somebody up in level 1, what happens when they bought level 2? Level 2, she didn't have them following the level 1 pass up. She said, okay, in level 2, they can still go into this person because he was their sponsor in We Share Abundance. So you were getting people placed in level 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 or whatever it may be, however many positions there were, but they'd already been passed up. So what happens when they go through the system? There would have been 2 entries for that one person, for that one sale, and that can't be achieved because we only have the one payment to pay out. And so everybody must follow the person that they are, that becomes their sponsor in any level. And that can change. You could, in some situations, have a different sponsor in all 7 levels. In other situations, you could have the same sponsor in all 7 levels, but it can change in any of those levels depending on where they fall, what position they fall in as they get into those levels. And it's confused because people join at different levels and move faster than other people. So sometimes people join with 3, 4, 5 levels. Other people are just in on a gifted entry, which is just level 1. We can have somebody, maybe they came in on a gifted entry level 1, but they work their socks off and very quickly go through level 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can move faster than you anyway. So we have to have this follow the leader from the sponsor in the previous level, wherever that is, whoever that is. And it will, some people will be happy because all of a sudden they'll have more money than they had before when we correct these placements. And some people will be disappointed because they'll have lost some money. In most cases, it's not massive amounts of money, but there are some people that are where it is, hundreds of dollars. If somebody, for example, in fact, we had a case today from somebody that is on this call. I'm not going to mention, and the person joined 7 phases, and the sponsor it fell into position 4 actually in his level 1. And so was passed up to his sponsor. But he had been allocated that person in levels 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, or whatever. I can't remember exactly how many playing, definitely in 6 and 7, which is like $480. And that can't happen because it's got to follow through from the sponsor in the previous level in all cases. So it is a big job to do. And let's say some people are going to lose a few $100. Some people are going to lose a few dollars. Some people are going to gain a few $100. And some people are going to gain a few dollars. Some people it won't affect at all. But we have to make it right, and we have to get it right before we can start pushing a lot of more people through. The code is correct now, but until we've made sure that all the previous entries are correct, we don't want to be putting a lot of free entries through because they could go into the wrong position as well. If you've got somebody in your pay line and they get a free entry, then it's passed up to you. But if that person shouldn't have been in your pay line in the first place, that means we've got to move 2 people. So that's why the free entries, we're not filling them if you don't fill them yourself. The number of people that fill them themselves for whatever reason is tiny. And that is a disappointing figure because people can't even be bothered to help their mother or father or their son or their brother, sister, next door neighbor or whatever by putting them into a free entry. They say, I can't be bothered explaining it. And that isn't a good attitude. You should go out and get somebody that you care about and get them into the plan. It's costing them nothing. It's costing you nothing except a little bit of an explanation. And it'll give them income for life. So it is important that you go out and do a little bit and help a few people. You have the power to do it. You have the ability to do it. Don't shirk the responsibility of helping others, ever. The more people you help, the happier you'll be, and the more you will have everything you want and need in life. But there are very, very few people. There are probably a few hundred people now who will be eligible for free entries. Some of them will be there with the box and they're waiting, and they're going to start complaining because we haven't processed their free entry for them. We've not put somebody in there for them. Take the responsibility yourself. If you're worried about losing that time, do what you should have done in the first place and help somebody that you know by getting them into that position. Okay. So that's what we're on, and it is turning out to be an even bigger job than we thought, but we are getting through it, and we are doing our best to make sure that everything is right so that we can then move forward confidently with everything, because the 777 plan is a wonderful opportunity for everybody. And I'm not just talking about the cash that it's going to make, but it's a wonderful opportunity for you to learn about giving and the fact that you receive a lot more for what you give, and to get out there and share a bit of love and abundance, to just get out of your comfort zone. If you're worried about people laughing at you, you're giving them something. If they don't want it, then fine. Don't worry about that. Just find somebody else that does, even if it's some homeless chap in the street. Spend a bit of time and just say, it's not going to cost you anything. There you go. It's an amazing thing that these homeless people, when I lived in Long Beach in the States, we used to get a lot of them sleeping by the beach, especially in the summertime. And they were well kitted out with their bedding and clothing, and they had little stoves, and at that time these things weren't around, but they had, most of them had little portable TVs, and we did watch TV, and so okay, some of the homeless people won't have anything, but a lot of them will have one of these, and that's all they need to participate. And within months, we're not talking about within hours or days or even weeks, but within 3, 4, 5 months, they'll be making really good income from the 777 plan. It's your passport to helping other people, to learn the value of helping other people, and not the value of the fact that, okay, you're helping them and you're going to make more money. Helping people, and you're going to get the joy of seeing them prosper. And anyway, the free entries, if you've got that box there, don't start getting on to support saying, why haven't you filled it? Fill it yourself, okay? We will not be filling any until we get all of the placements correct. So there we go. I'm not sure how many people I welcomed earlier on now, but let's have a quick look. I know we had Colin and Lewis and Don, and I think we had Maureen and Vernie. Yeah, we did, and Richard. So we've now got Norman in from Doncaster and Andrew in from New Zealand, Doncaster in England, of course. Colin, here we go. We've got a question. Is it worth upgrading myself and my 12 referrals, or should I rather wait till you finish with the current corrections? I would suggest you wait until we're finished with all the current connections. It may not affect you at all, but it may do. I mean, the more first thing what you want to do is get into as many phases as you can personally, because you don't want people getting passed through you. You want to receive with gratitude everybody that you possibly could. The second thing you need to think about is you want to be getting the people that you've referred or that are in your, that are showing up in your levels in all the positions. You want to be getting them moving as quickly as they can, because the faster they move, they're going to follow you into the next level. And once they start following you into the next level, they'll be following you into the next and the next and the next. And the power of the leverage is that each time they follow you into the next level, it's worth approximately 6 times as much as the previous level, because of the leverage you get through the increase in value and the pass-ups, and you get it all by helping them progress. Find ways to help them. I'm not a big fan of paying for people. I've expressed this on many occasions. We have the pay it forward is available for you, but it's far better to find people that are prepared to do a little bit for themselves and help them in some way. Help them, show them what you're doing, how you manage to refer a few people. Tell them what you say. Tell them to talk to their spouse, their father, mother, brother, sister, and bring them into the family. Bring your family into our family. It'll benefit their family as a whole. It'll benefit the person that starts it all off. And that is the way to find your own happiness and success with the plan. But yeah, if you're talking about people upgrading, yeah, I would wait until we've finished the placements. It shouldn't be too long now. I'm hoping we can maybe get it done tomorrow. We're still working on lower levels, but as we get into the higher levels, the less people that we have to check on. So fingers crossed, we'll get it done as quickly as we can anyway. Okay, Colin, thanks for your question. We got Ron in as well from the Netherlands, Amsterdam. Don, can you place your own wife in a free spot? Yeah, you can put anybody you want in there. Wife, son, daughter, granddaughter, great-granddaughter, whoever you want. Yeah, you can put anybody in. There is no restriction. They've got to sign up for We Share Abundance, obviously, because they've got to have a username that the system will recognize. But once they're signed up into We Share Abundance, then that's fine. It doesn't have to be somebody of legal age, because anybody can join our community. but they won't be able to withdraw their income until they are of legal age, because they have to do the verification, and they can't do that until they are of legal age. But it can be anybody. It doesn't matter whether they're old or young, male or female, black or white. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay, so I hope that clarifies it for everybody. It's a good question, because I know a lot of people will be wondering the same thing. Right, I've got some numbers, and we'll see if we've got any more questions while I'm doing the numbers. Last 24 hours, we had an increase of 36 in our registered members to 42,410. We had an increase of 19 in our active members. These are people that have done the KYC, ready to make their withdrawals, to 2,320. And in Multiply Visa, no change in the membership numbers, but once again, the bonus pool, just through that logging in and getting the revenue share, has gone up again by another $1 to $10,400.16. One thing, I've been saying people aren't putting people into the into the free entries themselves. There are probably some of our members that don't even read their emails and don't know they're in the system. They've been gifted a position, and I think that's what we're going to call them going forward, gifted entries rather than free, because they're not free, they are paid, but they are paid by the other members as out of their income. It all goes into the pot from those positions, 3 in each level. And of course, we if needed, add to the pot from the admin account from me. So far, we put about $3,000 in to the free entry pool from there. But we need to just make sure, we want to get it balanced so that so that it is self-sustaining. That's the right word, I think. We've got to make sure that we've got enough people going through into the higher levels to fund the people that are coming in at the lower levels. That is one of the reasons why we are making the paid position minimum level 3. It's only $35 anyway, gets people into the first 3 levels, and as we get people coming in those 3 levels, it's creating a few more entries. It creates 7 free entries once you've got your 3rd position in level 3. Yeah. You only create 1 position in level 1, create 2 in level 2, and you're 4 in level 3. So 7 in total once you've got your 3rd person in level 3. It'll move things along a little bit faster for everybody, but the idea is to try and get people through, because the higher up in the system they go, the more entries they're creating. It would be ideal if everybody came in at level 7 and brought in 3 people at level 7, and that's why we've got those incentives that I built into the PDF document. I've not really gone through that again yet today. I'm working at the moment on one that is for new people, showing them how to register, what they need to do, where everything is, and their options. So that one will be coming in. Then there'll be links in there to things like the PDF that I sent out yesterday, explaining the individual plans, so that if they want to learn more about, this sounds interesting, I'll have a look at it in a bit more detail. So that's where we are with those things. One other thing, today I did get a response from Beyond Infinity on the car plan. Let me read it to you. I won't do a screen share. I'll just find it, and here we go. They say, we have started communication with the dealerships and we will get you your car as soon as possible. Since this is a first for us as well, we are also learning what will be required to make the purchase for our members with the dealerships. What's required is paying them the money. I mean, it's fairly simple, isn't it? However, the next paragraph also, because of this, we may not be able to deliver the first 8 vehicles on May the 1st. I said that was highly improbable now because it's got so late, despite 2 months ago starting the process. So it may not be able to deliver the first 8 vehicles on May the 1st, as was previously stated. However, we are looking to deliver your vehicle as soon as possible during the month of May. Best regards, Grace Fantinalgo, Director, Big Auto Club Team. Okay, so they're on it. How soon we will get the cash transferred to the dealership, who knows? That really is all that is required for them to pay the dealership the amount. The vehicle that we've selected is a little bit more than the value of the $50,000. 50,000, it depends on the exchange rate, I suppose, really. The vehicle we selected is about 40,000 or just a fraction over $40,000. But if the exchange rate's like $39,000, then we're $1,000 adrift, and we'll have to pay that in to the dealership, obviously, before they release the vehicle. They'll want paying in full, but then we'll be able to take that back once we sell the vehicle for whatever we can get for it in the quickest possible time. So it is moving forward slowly but surely. Like 777 plan, we're moving forward with it. It's a little bit slower than it has been because of this situation with the placements, but we're always moving towards our objective, and that is the main thing. And if you do the same, if you are always moving towards your objective, it doesn't matter how slow you're going, you will reach your destination. I'm not saying it's your final destination, because success isn't a destination. Success is the journey, and you will always find there is scope for more once you reach perhaps an initial goal. You will then set bigger goals. It's like climbing a mountain, and you think, oh, great, when I get to the top. When you get to the top, you see there's another bigger mountain a little bit further on, so you got to go down the valley and up there to the next, climb the next mountain, and that just keeps happening. And that's life, folks. That's life. Okay, there are no more questions. I hope I was clear enough in explaining that. Get yourself a pen and paper and work it all out. It is fairly logical when you really get down to it, that it's got to follow the sponsor from the previous level. regardless of anything else. So those are the corrections that we're making, and I apologize that I didn't make it clear enough when we did the original coding. The testing didn't bring it out because we tested where people were coming in all sort of regular, and then of course that doesn't happen. You get people at different levels in different situations all the way through, and you can never cover every eventuality before you launch. Okay, we'll get it sorted out for you. Well, that's it from me for today. I'll be here 7 p.m. same time tomorrow, London time, YouTube, Twitch, X, and in Facebook as well somewhere. There will be links in We Share Abundance updates and also in We Share Abundance publicly. We did do another TikTok video today as well. That is also in We Share Abundance publicly. So keep the faith, keep going, keep bringing people in. I know we are well over the 8,000 now. I can't remember how many we've got. Once we start putting those people in from the free entries again, it'll start growing much faster again. But do your bit. Put your own people in there. Okay. With that, I'll be here tomorrow. Until then, I love you all. Get out there, be WISA warriors, go the extra mile, and I'll see you later, alligator. In a wild crocodile. See you later, alligator. Always wear a smile. See you later, alligator. Go the extra mile. See you later, alligator. Yeah.